All right, and what class are we to here? We're to Warlock last. Uh, Warlock is a very rough class for paladins. They tend to be kind of tanky in the fact that they can they're just hard to kill. Not like they It's not that they don't take damage, because they do kind of take damage, but the fear spam, the ability to death coil you into fear, or use a succubus to seduce you and just get off some burst damage and then dot you up and sort of run around and try to cut the fight out with dots and drain life and stuff. It's really really rough. You do need shadow res, and this is probably going to continue to be a really rough matchup, at least for me, that I find, because I think they're going to go with what I said with their PvP stuff, that they're going to go metamorphosis to be even tankier, master channeler just being a dot that just drains, you know, health to them to help them be even tankier. And then they're going to use incinerates. So the idea that we can stack some fire res gear, and or not fire res, but shadow res gear for the normal lock play style is going to be offset by the fact that they're going to be using fire spells. So now you're kind of in this place where if the lock knows that you have shadow res, they're just gonna like spam incinerates and searing pains and immolates and stuff on you. And if you have some fire res, they will do the typical like shadow stuff. So it's a really scary one. I think warlocks are just going to be disgusting in Season of Discovery for basically every class to deal with. This I'm not even thinking just from a paladin perspective. Even just at level 25, warlocks have a lot in their kits, and they are very strong at that point, as most pet classes just generally are. I mean, warlock's a different kind of breed, though, when you're looking at classes and what they're doing and how they're trying to beat you. A lock can take very different approaches, even in the same spec. If he's sitting here in a destruction spec at 25, like, he's got plenty of things that he can do still. Like, you're going to have fear spam, you're going to have dots, you're going to have bursting spells, you're going to have a pet doing whatever. It's going to be rough. I really think this might be the second class that I play, because I think it's just going to be so strong. But what I'm looking to do, I guess I should I'll just come out with this as a first initial like strat. I think you're just going to kind of go with this for PvP. A little bit of deflection, some parry. Don't really care about the improved seal of the Crusader. Reducing your judgment by 2 seconds was kind of mandatory in like PvE, and basically it will be like reducing your cooldowns. These will be mandatory PvE, but in PvP, the ability to like parry some attacks and get that parry haste going is very strong. The thing here though is paladins get this ability to just dispel fear. I'm really hoping that this has a decent pulse rate where it pulses every 3 or 4 seconds and cleanses the paladin too. So if he does fear, maybe it just pulses the second right after, and you're just right on him as he's trying to cast something else, and he's like, oh shit, I guess I need to fear again or something. But this does not make you immune to the seduce. Like if he just seduces you and you're trying the shadow res thing and he just like chaos bolts and incinerates you and stuff, you're gonna melt. So the goal here is basically to pump. I think that's the strat is you just get in his face and you try to outburst him and not let him use the full extent of his toolkit. But it's going to be hard because I do think they're going to be in metamorphosis and they're going to have a ton of armor, reduced crit chance, and there's more instant ways of dealing damage back as they're meleeing you with Shadow Cleave and instant Searing Pains and maybe Shadow Burns and stuff. It's going to be rough. Like this is definitely up there. Like big worry. As like, but we do have bubble. You can just bubble and spam your cooldowns and hope that you get there, right? So maybe that's going to be the case. Maybe that's probably just going to be the complete Paladin PvP meta. Is you bubble and you click all these buttons that you're getting, and you're just getting too much too early, I think. And you're just going to mow them while being immune. And there's nothing that they can do about it. If that is the case, and that's how you just beat every class and stuff, like, that's going to be just the absolute worst. People are going to be very upset very quick. Horde players are going to just hate life. But at the same time, I do think that they're going to have shamans that are just going to kill everybody else that aren't paladins, that, don't have bubble up. Like, even if you're a paladin, if you don't have bubble up, you're dead. So leave it there. I think that's every class. I don't really know what to cover next. Have to think on that for a while. If you have any ideas, let me know. Thanks.